I have been using Freecash for over 4 years now, and I've seen it develop a lot over the years. Some things for the better and some for the worse. But is it still worth your time? In this updated Freecash review, I'll show you exactly how it works and some real tips that can help you earn more efficiently. And make sure you stick around to the end, because I'll also share a bonus trick that many beginners completely overlook, and it can make a big difference in how fast you start earning. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael and I have tested hundreds of ways to make money online, and Freecash is one of the most popular get paid to platforms out there. And after 4+ years of using it very often, I've learned what works, what doesn't, and how to actually get the most out of it. In this video, I'll give you a full walkthrough, show you payment proof also, and share honest tips based on real experience. Whether you're just starting out or want to earn more efficiently, this guide will help you avoid common mistakes and start earning faster. So let's start by going over who can join Freecash. And it is a platform you can join from more or less all countries, but it is very important to be aware that the opportunities will vary depending on the country you live in. If you live in a so-called Tier 1 country or Tier 2 country, there are quite a lot of opportunities, but in some other countries there are just not a lot of opportunities. But we will talk more about the full earning potential later. What you also need to be aware is that when I log in and show you around the dashboard, the earning opportunities shown can vary a little bit, also depending on the country you are located in. So if something looks a little bit different than how it looks for you, then that is likely the reason. So just wanted to clarify that. But let me now log in, and then we can start with the payment proof and then go over how it actually works and the overall earning potential and everything else. So let's start by withdrawing, so you can see how that works and that it actually does pay, and then we can talk about how you can actually earn, how much you can earn, and the different tips and tricks I have learned after using it for this long. You can see the current payout options for me, but again, this can vary depending on your location. We can, for example, check what it in general offers. If I check the cash out section without logging in, you can see there are different ways to get paid in cash, for example, PayPal, Visa, in some countries even bank transfer. There are different cryptos, there are gift cards. You see there's also what they call indirect rewards. So there's a ton of different gift cards that they offer here also. So just wanted to make that clear. Also, the exact payout options will vary depending on your country. Also, how much you need to earn to be able to get paid will vary depending on the payout method. Also, the first time you cash out, in some countries you'll get a $5 joining bonus just by signing up. If you live in one of those countries, the first time you cash out, you need to earn $20 to cash out. But after that, the payout threshold will be lowered. For some cryptocurrencies, for example, it is as low as 50 cents. But for the sake of this video, I have chosen PayPal. And here you can see the lowest threshold is $5. That is a fairly low payout threshold. Again, the first time you cash out, you will have to wait a little bit longer. But be aware, as you can see, there are fees or lower fees if you wait, for example, until you've earned a bit more. For the sake of this video here, I will withdraw $50 here, because usually I know then they also process the payment quite quickly when it is an amount like this. And then you just need to make sure that it is the correct PayPal email address. Of course, for privacy reasons, I have blurred that out. Then you can see there is a withdrawal fee, a 5% fee, and then they have this consumer fee that is free because I waited. If I withdrew $5, there would be a fee here also, but there is a 5% fee, and this is one of the things that have changed since I first started using Freecash, and also fairly recently, where they have introduced higher fees. So that's just something to be aware of. But what you also need to consider is that some of the earning methods pay more than on some platforms where they might not have this high fee. So that's just something to consider, but we'll talk about the earning potential later. Here, I'll just click here to confirm, and then I'll click to withdraw. And you can see it has deducted the fee, so it is $48 that I am waiting here to get. And usually if you have done everything honestly, then they will approve it fairly quickly. In many cases, it is within seconds or within minutes you can get paid depending on the amount and whether you used it before and things like that. And it has now been 3 minutes and I jumped to my inbox because I already got an email. You can see I got these $47.50 because the $2.50 fee was deducted. So it pays very quickly usually. And that's definitely one of the things I like about Freecash. But let's now go over how you can actually earn and the tips and tricks about how to get the most out of it and the overall earning potential to find out if it's even the right opportunity for you or not. So when it comes to earning, you just go to the earn section and here you can scroll through and see some different options. They have the featured options up here. That gives you a good overview of some of the best matched options for you. You can filter it if it's just for Android, iOS or desktop, and a lot of them are gaming offers. They have a lot of high paying gaming offers. You would just click, you would have to read the exact conditions, and I actually do have a video where I go over how you make sure that it tracks when you play these gaming offers and show exactly what I earned from one game. I'll leave a link in the top corner so you can check that out. And they also have other offers. You can see different free trials you can sign up for. So these are some of the best offers and highest paying ones in my experience. But you can also scroll down and then you can see surveys. They have a lot of surveys in general, especially in some countries. You can just scroll through and see them here. And then they have the offer partners. So that's the offer walls they have. And you can see often they have these different bonuses, which means they, in many cases, actually gives more than you get for this exact same offers on many other get paid to sites. And they have a lot of offer walls available. And then they have the survey partners. So if you don't find any, or if you've gone through all the featured surveys, which are supposed to be the best match for you, then you can scroll down and they have different survey partners. So you can see there are a lot of different earning opportunities here. And in general, both the gaming offers and the surveys do pay quite well for a get paid to site. And especially the gaming offers are some of the highest I have seen on get paid to sites. There are also different bonus opportunities on Freecash. You can, for example, once in a while find codes on their social media platforms that you can redeem. That doesn't give a lot, but it can be a little bit extra here and there. And then they have the bonus options also. And for example, the daily streak, where you can see you can earn $1 daily and then you can claim free money every single day. And then even on day 7, you get a chance to win up to $150. They have a bonus ladder where you can also daily claim rewards. Here is the bonus codes where if you find these on social media, you can redeem them there. And then they have the leaderboard contest, which is very high paying compared to many other platforms I've seen. You can see 500 daily they give away and 5,000 on the monthly leaderboard. And this is the highest paying leaderboard I have seen out of the hundreds of get paid to site that I have tested. So definitely something you shouldn't ignore in my opinion. But let's now talk about the overall earning potential before going over an important couple of bonus tips you definitely need to be aware of also. So when it comes to earning potential, on the website itself, it has, for example, a claim here which says average money earned by users yesterday, $38. That doesn't mean that everyone will be able to earn $38. That's very important. I just want to clarify that because that's not the case. In some countries, that will be more or less impossible, while in other countries, you will have days where you can definitely do this, but there's no guarantee you would always be able to do that, and it will always depend on how much time and effort you put in and the exact offers you actually take. But to give you another idea of how much you can earn, if we, for example, look at the leaderboard, this gives a great indication of the overall earning potential. You can see that, for example, today we are about halfway through the day when I'm here recording, and someone has actually earned $1,700, but clearly that's because they finished some kind of huge offer or something like that. That's not usual for sure. But if you scroll through, you can see quite a few people have earned very decent money today, actually really good earnings. But that's also because then they will have just completed an offer. Maybe they have worked on an offer for many days or a few weeks, and then they just completed certain tasks today to get these huge bonuses. So that's something to be aware of. But some people definitely do earn nicely. You can see the monthly leaderboard currently that it's really great money some people are earning. And this is actually not including any referral income because that's not included here. But I just want to make clear that even though this of course looks great, this is not what you should necessarily expect. That this will be very difficult, and the people on the leaderboard, they are usually from the so-called tier 1 countries. And I would say in general, if you're just starting out on a get paid to site, if you live in a country with a lot of opportunities, mainly an English speaking country, it's not unrealistic to have days where you earn $10, $20, and if you complete a big offer, to earn more. But you shouldn't really expect it to be much more than that, and it's not a way to make a full-time income or anything like that. Some people might look at this and think that, but this is very unusual and not something you should expect if you're just joining. But it does show that some people are earning good money here, but if you're just starting out, then in some countries $5, $10, definitely realistic some days, 20 some days, maybe even 50 if you complete a big offer. In other countries, you will struggle to just make $1 or $2 a day. So I wanted to make that completely clear. But Freecash is definitely still one of the highest paying get paid to sites that I have tested. Before we wrap up, let's now go over the bonus tip I mentioned earlier that most beginners completely miss, and it can actually give you extra free money on top of what you already earn. Because as I just mentioned, Freecash has daily and monthly leaderboards, and while most people think they are only for big earners, that's not always true, especially during certain promos and on slower days. So I've personally seen times where doing just a few high-paying surveys or offers put me into a payout tier. Even if it's just a few dollars you maybe will earn, it's extra free money that stacks on top of what you already earned. So the tip is here, keep an eye on the leaderboard section, especially early in the week or late at night when competition might be lower. And don't ignore the time-limited events Freecash regularly runs. You will usually see them promoted here on the website because sometimes they reward more people than usual or they increase these price pools. And a final tip is that you can actually spy on the top earners and see the exact offers that they have completed. So if you go to the leaderboard, you can click and you can see this person is from the US, which offers did that person just complete, and that can give you a good indication of offers you should maybe keep an extra eye on or get started with. I actually have a full video where I go over this even more and show all the details about how to get the most out of this trick. So I'll leave a link in the top corner so you can check that out. Using the leaderboard and these tricks that I just showed, it's not something that will make you rich, but it's a couple of easy tricks to earn a little extra just for doing what you were already doing anyways. So to sum it all up, Freecash is still one of the highest paying get paid to site that I have tested out of the hundreds of sites that I have tested. I really like that it has quite a lot of different payout options, whether you want to get paid in crypto, cash or gift cards, and that it processes the payments fast. There are, however, now more fees than there used to be, and I've also heard some people say that sometimes support is not as fast as it used to be. Personally, I have not experienced that, but I would love to hear your experiences. How do you find Freecash? Has it improved over the past year, for example, or not? And what are your experiences? What are the pros and cons in your experience? I would love to hear that, so please leave that in the comment below. But overall, definitely still a free way to earn some extra money, and as you can see, it still also does pay, and definitely still a great option for get paid to site, one of the absolute best still that I have come across. So if you want to join it, I will leave my invitation link below so you can join through that and easily get started, and that will also support my channel, and I would definitely appreciate that. And if you prefer reading also, I do have a written review where I go over all the details, so I'll also leave a link below so you can check that out if you want to. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.